Today we're taking a look at the Super Bowl matchups between positions, starting off with running back right here. This is pretty easy. Isaiah Pacheco is really nice for the Kansas City Chiefs, but Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the NFL, so we're going to go over San Francisco here. The next up is quarterback. Mahomes is him. It's going to go him. Purdy's good, but nowhere to Mahomes pretty much. Wide receiver. Now this group gets a little bit more difficult. Rice is doing pretty well for the Kansas City Chiefs, but their supporting cast is not as good. Deebo Samuel, Ayuk, Jennings, going to have to go with San Francisco here for the better wide receiver group. I really just think that, Kansas City's depth is not good at all. Next up, we have the tight ends. This one's really tough because you have the greatest receiving tight end of all time. And then you also have George Kittle. George Kittle is no slouch, so we're actually going to go down with a push here. Next up is offensive line. Now, the San Francisco 49ers have arguably the best left tackle in the league, if not of almost all time. But the overall O-line for the Kansas City Chiefs is better, so we're actually going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs for the better offensive line. So let's move them on over there. Next up is the defensive line. Now, don't get me wrong, Chris Jones is amazing, Hall of Fame defensive tackle, but the overall squad of Nick Bosa, Hargrave, Chase Young, Armstead, they're too good on the San Francisco line. Now, when it comes to linebackers, the Kansas City Chiefs do have a good linebacking core, but not nearly as good as the San Francisco 49ers. Fred Warner is one of the best linebackers in the NFL, not to mention one of the best in coverage, but they have two of the top 10 linebackers that can drop back into coverage if needed. So we're going to put them over with San Francisco. Next up is defense backs. Now this gets really tricky here because the Kansas City Chiefs have the better cornerbacks. The 49ers, however, I think have the better safeties. And when you play DB, if you ever played before, you know it's a group. And so you have to depend on each other. So they're actually going to put that as a push because it's just too hard to divide these two groups into two separate things. So we're just going to put them over in the push area. Next up, we have kicker. And I know kicker doesn't seem like it's going to be a huge thing here, but the thing is the spread is only 3 points, so it could come down to the kicker winning it. We're going to go with Kansas City Chiefs because the Kansas City Chiefs kicker has only missed 2 field goals on the entire season, and he didn't miss any extra points. San Francisco missed 1 extra point. I can't remember if it was blocked or he just missed it. And then he's missed 4 field goals on the season. So we're going to go an edge with the Kansas City Chiefs here. But what do you guys think of these positions? It looks like San Francisco has the edge, except for Kansas City has a tie for 2 important positions, but the best position overall, which is the quarterback, they win in that category, and I think that's the most important one to win at. But who do you guys think wins this?